This is the Strenuous Life Radio, the podcast that...
Just kidding. This is JR Hendrick, and this is episode 186. The Strenuous Life Radio on Empower Your Pattern 2.0. Did you know that there are success patterns to help you receive more? To help you live a better and an extraordinary life? Well, I'm JR Hendrick. I am a success, confidence, and thrive coach. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I'm here to give you these success patterns if you'll come with me. Let's go. Okay, guys, I pulled this practical joke because I'm wanting to pull in as much on the ratings on my podcast as much as I can. I want to give you guys a taste of what I do. So the empowerment tree is really, there are some concepts that I put in there that I talk about, but a lot of these are also going to be some promo episodes for some of the podcasts I've had. You've heard about the Restored Church of Christ First Things. You've heard about Juris Destiny Academy. And now today we're going to talk about the Strenuous Life Radio. Okay, so you're probably wondering, Jimmy, where did you get this idea from? And because there's the Strenuous Life podcast, which, I got to be honest with you, James Hendrick Empowerment would not recommend that particular one, because I was listening to it some time back, and there were some political comments, some reactive spin towards things. So, would not recommend that one. I'm going to recommend mine. Now, I ran it at first. I started it out as energetic living. I did it at first as the Strenuous Life Radio, but then I had a funding problem. And then we started it out with energetic living. Quite frankly, because I didn't think I had the confidence. And the ratings showed. But when I brought in my alter ego, JR, you've heard of JR. When I brought my alter ego in JR, I noticed that the ratings for him were high. So, the Strenuous Life Radio is, for the most part, run by him. I step in every once in a while to talk to you about strenuous living and to talk to the audiences about strenuous living. And it's not really a sports. This is not really a sports show. This is more about how leaders and entrepreneurs can live the strenuous life, okay? So, if you will, be patient with me. I was running it for quite a while, and then I decided that I wanted to hand it over to my good friend JR. Because he says it with so much flair, and really, the personality I'm doing my best to try to seal out. He talks about confidence and everything. Really, it's a lifestyle. I've first heard of the Strenuous Life through, you've heard him as a guest pretty often, Bishop Dave. You've heard of Bishop Dave. He's been a guest here. Technically, he is no longer my bishop, but he is once a bishop, always bishop. He's a bishop and a good friend of mine. Always will be a good friend of mine. But anyway, I digress. Here's something to think about. Okay? Listen to me. Life has its good reasons and tough reasons. The thing is, though, we have to be called to do hard things. You guys know that. Life ain't always about, an Oreo cookie or a chocolate chip cookie. Sometimes you gotta take your medicine, And I remember when I started out Empower Your Pattern as as rods and suits, I would have talks kind of like a lie down and take your medicine. So I'm going to talk about this in some ways. You're going to lie down and take your medicine. I guess I'll give a little background. When I was a child, I was a very sickly child, in and out of hospitals, seeing specialists every 6 months to figure out what was wrong with me and everything. And so I remember times, it'd be in the evening or something, and my mother would come to me and say, we have this cough syrup or something for your stomach, or, well, James, Anthony, it's time for you need to lie down, it's time for you to take your shot. And I've always dreaded that. But realizing now, I realize it was for my own good. And it was one of the best research that the doctors had at the time. But that's part of the strenuous life, is doing hard things. Doing hard things. Doing the things that you know are going to have to be successful. Because the journey to success is going to be hard. The journey to success is going to be hard. And so this last little bit, I'm going to have JR talk. He's kind of evolving now, but here we go. Well, guys, I'm JR. You know who I am. You've heard me come on off and on, helping Jimmy with his confidence here. Like the days that he's kind of on autopilot or not doing so good, he asked me to step in. I want you to zip on over to the Strenuous Life Radio. We're going to talk about a variety of topics. We discuss history, sometimes politics. Not so much nowadays. Not so much nowadays because of the news episode. JR don't like making political statements unless it's something as important as, the sanctity of life. That's a very important issue with me. And at the heart of the strenuous life is the sanctity of life. JR, tell me, before Bishop Dave, what was the strenuous life like for you on the ranch? You're up at 5:30 in the morning. Alright? You gotta hurry up and get dressed. Some of the kids had chores, like milking the cows or gathering the eggs, stuff like that. And you just do what you do. You do what's required of you, and whether it's hard or not, you gotta do it. That's what my daddy always said. Whether it's hard or not, you gotta do it. You give your best, and that's good enough. Thank you, JR. We hope you've enjoyed listening to Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a citizen of Pattern Realm. Please share this with Mama Son, Papa Son, and everyone. This is Jimmy Hendrick saying until next time, don't sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can do what others won't. And do what others don't so you can have what others can't. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you.